Hello, my name is Stephanie Stevens and I'm a planner with the City of Wheat Ridge Community Development Department. I'm presenting case number WZ-25-01, which is a request for approval of a specific development plan for the redevelopment of Lot 1 of the site for 28 RV parking spaces on a property zone planned commercial development and located at 11600 West 44th Avenue. The subject site is outlined in red on the screen. The property is located on the south side of West 44th Avenue, just east of Tabor Street. The site measures approximately 271,640 square feet, or 6.2 acres, in size and currently contains the Applewood RV Resort. There are multiple buildings located on the property currently used for commercial and retail purposes and offices, and in addition to the RV parking spaces located on the southern portion of the site. The site is zoned Planned Commercial Development, or PCD, under the Prospect Park Place Outline Development Plan, or ODP. Adjacent properties to the north are zoned Residential 3, Commercial 1 to the west, and Agricultural 1 to the south and east. Uses in the vicinity include residential, commercial, and parks and open space. The request for Specific Development Plan, or SDP, approval is the second step in a two-part approval process pertaining to plan developments. The first step is the Outline Development Plan, which for this property was originally approved in 1984 and recently amended in 2024 to allow for the subject RV park expansion. The second step for development in a planned commercial development requires approval of a Specific Development Plan, or SDP, for each building, lot, or phase. The SDP focuses on specific details of a development such as final drainage, architecture, lot layouts, specific building locations, building orientation, and phasing. The SDP must be found to be compliant with the ODP in order to be approved. The request for an SDP application must be heard at a public hearing before the Planning Commission, which is the final deciding body for SDP approval. The criteria for review and analysis of the SDP are provided in the attached staff report. The ODP depicts the site broken up into two separate phases. Phase 1 and the southern half of the site was originally entitled in 1989. This phase currently contains RV campsites. No changes are proposed in Phase 1. It will remain as is. Phase 2, the northern half of the site, contains the main entrance onto the site situated along West 44th Avenue. The existing commercial buildings and house on the north side are proposed to be demolished, and the site will be redeveloped to accommodate more RV campsite spaces. One building along the western property line is proposed to remain and be converted for restroom facilities. Despite being labeled as two separate phases, the site will function as a whole with the expansion of the campground. The applicant is requesting to demolish most of the existing commercial buildings on the north portion of the site and expand the RV park to include 28 additional spaces, updating the site to include interconnections, parking, ADA accessible routes, landscaping and buffering, and infrastructure upgrades. I'll walk through proposed conditions in more detail on the next slide. Here's a snapshot of the SDP excerpt. Access into the site is still proposed off West 44th Avenue. Internal roads will allow for circulation throughout the site, including both phases. On-site landscape improvements are proposed, including a substantial landscape buffer along the frontage of the site to screen RV parking from West 44th Avenue and provide an amenity to guests. An ADA path has been added from West 44th Avenue to the building, and ADA parking to comply with code requirements. The building that will remain on site on the lower left of the screen will be converted to a restroom facility and will meet the development standards of the ODP, including setbacks, height, and coverage. Vehicle parking is accommodated at each campsite, and the applicant is proposing 8 guest parking spaces for standard vehicles, which includes 1 ADA accessible space and 2 EV ready spaces which meet code requirements. Parking will be located in front of the existing building that is to remain on the west side of the site. The code requires that any areas subject to wheeled traffic must be paved, and the SDP proposes all private roads and drives on site to be paved with asphalt. The SDP is providing approximately 34% landscaping within Phase 2. A 20-foot landscape buffer with dense plantings along West 44th Avenue is also provided in conjunction with an OPEG or wood fence to buffer the RV parking from the street as required by the ODP. In all other areas, the project will comply with the zoning code, including lighting, fencing, signage, and streetscape design. In terms of engineering, Full water quality is provided for Phase 2 redevelopment within 3 rain gardens. A full drainage report and final design was provided with the SDP application and has been approved by the Engineering Division. A trip generation letter was submitted as part of the SDP application and has been approved by the Engineering Division. Traffic from the proposed development is not anticipated to have an impact on traffic in the neighborhood. Trip generation is expected to be low given the proposed use compared to what's on site now. Since Wheat Ridge is served by special districts, we sent the application on referral to outside agencies as well as completed an internal review. We did not receive objections from agencies, and coordination with these districts is ongoing. Civil construction documents are nearing approval. Recommended conditions of approval to the SDP have been added to number 1, require public improvements, including undergrounding of overhead utility lines along 44th Avenue and installation of street lighting to occur with building permit. And number 2, right-of-way dedication and easements by separate document to be recorded prior to recording of the SDP, since replatting or resubdividing was not required. Before the hearing, the property was posted for 15 days and letters were sent to property owners and tenants within a 1,000-foot radius, and the project was posted to Wheat Ridge Speaks. Any comments received will be entered into the record at the hearing. Ultimately, staff is recommending approval with the condition as listed in the staff report. Staff finds the SDP is consistent with the ODP and is in compliance with all standards set forth in the ODP and City Code. The SDP is consistent with the purpose of a planned development, and all agencies can serve the property. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.